Hey there, lovely learners. Welcome back to the Speak Easy English podcast. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Courage. And wow, are we excited to have you here today?
We really are. Before we dive into today's episode, we just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been listening. Your messages, your questions, they make our day, honestly.
They really do. And hey, if you're new here, welcome. You've just joined a community of English learners from all over the world. We're so glad you're here.
Absolutely. And if you haven't already, please, and I mean please, hit that subscribe button. It helps us so much, and you'll never miss an episode. Also, if you love what we do, leave us a like and share this with a friend who's learning English.
Yeah, share the love. Because learning English, it's so much better when you do it together, right?
Exactly. So, today's episode, oh my goodness, Courage, I am so excited about this one.
Me too. We're tackling something that, well, honestly, it trips up so many learners, even advanced ones.
Right? We're talking about have been, could have been, and would have been.
I know. Just hearing those phrases might make some of you nervous, but don't worry. We're going to break it down in the coziest, friendliest way possible.
We promise no grammar jargon that'll make your head spin. Just two friends helping you understand these phrases so you can actually use them in real conversations.
Exactly. So grab your tea, your coffee, your hot chocolate, whatever makes you cozy, and let's do this together.
All right, let's start with the foundation. Have been. Courage, where do we even begin with this one?
Well, okay, so have been is part of something called the present perfect tense. But forget the fancy name for a second. Let's just think about what it actually means.
Yes, because that's what matters, right? So imagine you're telling someone about your life experiences, things that started in the past, but they're still connected to now.
Exactly. Like, I have been to Paris. That means at some point in your past, you went to Paris, and, well, that experience is still part of your life story today.
Right. You're not just saying, I went to Paris last year. You're saying, Paris is a place I've experienced. There's this connection to the present moment.
Yes, and here's the thing. Have been works in a few different ways, so let's break them down one by one.
Okay, so first up, we use have been for experiences, like Courage just mentioned. I have been to Japan, she has been to that restaurant before, we have been friends for 10 years.
Ooh, that last one. We have been friends for 10 years. That's actually showing a different use. It's about something that started in the past and is still continuing now.
Exactly. So if you say, I have been a teacher for 5 years, you're saying you started teaching 5 years ago and you're still teaching now.
Right. But if you said, I was a teacher for 5 years, that's different. That means you're not teaching anymore.
Ooh, good catch. That's such an important difference.
Thanks. So let's look at the structure, because I think that helps. For have been, you use have or has plus been.
Right. So it's I have been, you have been, we have been, they have been, but then he has been, she has been, it has been.
Exactly. And in casual conversation, we shorten these a lot. I've been, you've been, he's been, she's been.
Yes. And honestly, if you want to sound natural, using these contractions is super important. Native speakers use them all the time.
All the time. So instead of saying, I have been waiting for you for 30 minutes,
That sounds so robotic.
right? Instead, say, I've been waiting for you for 30 minutes. Much more natural.
So much better. Now, there's also this use of have been for something we call the present perfect continuous. And okay, that name sounds scary, but stay with us.
Yeah, the name is worse than the actual concept. So this is when you use have been plus a verb with ing.
Like, I have been studying English for 2 years. They have been living in London since 2022. She has been working all day.
Yeah, And this emphasizes the duration, the fact that something has been going on for a while and is still happening or just finished.
Uh-huh. So if I say I've been cooking, you might say, "Ooh, what did you make?" Because, well, you can probably still smell the food, or I just finished.
Right. There's this sense of the action is still relevant right now in this moment.
Yeah. Oh, and here's a common mistake we hear all the time.
Ooh, what is it?
Learners sometimes say, "I am been," or "I have being."
Oh, yeah, instead of I have been. So remember, it's always have been or has been, not am been or have being.
Exactly. Let's practice a few sentences together, shall we?
Let's do it. Okay, everyone listening, repeat after Vanessa.
I have been learning English. Pause. She has been working hard. Pause. We have been waiting for the bus. Pause.
Great. Now let's try the contractions. Ready?
I've been feeling tired lately. Pause. He's been studying for his exam. Pause. They've been traveling around Europe. Pause.
Awesome. How did that feel? I hope you said those out loud because speaking is how you really internalize these patterns.
Absolutely. Your mouth needs to practice, not just your brain.
Exactly. Now, before we move on, let's talk about questions with have been.
Yes. So the structure is have or has, then the subject, then been. Like, have you been to Italy? Has she been working late? Have they been waiting long?
Right. And for negative sentences, you add not. I have not been feeling well. Or the contraction, I haven't been feeling well.
Yes. And has not becomes hasn't. She hasn't been answering her phone.
Perfect. Okay, so quick recap before we move to the next section. Have been connects the past to the present. It's for experiences, ongoing situations, and recent activities that are still relevant now.
Beautiful summary, Courage. And remember, everyone, if this is feeling like a lot, that's totally normal. We're going to keep reinforcing these concepts throughout the episode.
Absolutely. Learning language is it's like building a muscle. You need repetition and practice.
Love that analogy. Okay, should we move on to could have been?
Let's do it. But first, if you're enjoying this episode, do us a favor and hit that like button, and maybe share this with someone who's also learning English.
Yes, please. It really helps us reach more learners. Okay, could have been. Here we go.
Oh, and before we jump ahead, real quick, we made a full PDF guide to go with this episode.
Yes. Oh my goodness, it is so good. It has all the grammar formulas, examples, exercises, and even writing pages where you can form your own sentences.
Right, and it covers everything we're talking about today. Have been, could have been, and would have been, with practice activities for every level from A1 all the way to C1.
So if you're listening on your commute or at the gym or, wherever you are right now, you can download the guide and do the exercises later.
Exactly. Just check the description box. The link will be posted there. Grab your free copy. The link will also be in the pinned comment.
Click the link and it takes you to the Gumroad website. Click on I want this, insert your email address, and you're done. It's completely free, guys.
If you're asked to pay anything, just input $0 and check out. But if you want to support the channel and the effort we put into making this podcast, feel free to enter any amount of your choice. Again, it's free.
It's completely free. No excuses. Go get it. Okay, now let's talk about could have been.
All right, could have been. This one it's beautiful, but also a little bit sad sometimes.
That's such a poetic way to describe it. But you're right. Could have been is all about possibilities that didn't happen.
Exactly. It's about the past, but imagining a different outcome, like what might have happened if things were different.
Right. So this is what we call a modal perfect. Again, forget the grammar name. Just think about it as talking about past possibilities.
Yes, so the structure is could have been plus sometimes an adjective, or could have been plus a past participle verb.
Okay, let's break that down with examples because that might sound complicated.
Good idea. So, it could have been amazing. Here, amazing is describing something that was possible but didn't happen.
Right, like maybe you were planning a party, but it got canceled. You might say, ugh, it could have been amazing.
Exactly. There's this sense of missed opportunity or regret or just wondering what if.
Yes, or I could have been a doctor. That means at some point, becoming a doctor was a possibility for you, but you chose a different path.
Right. Maybe you studied something else or life took you in a different direction, but the possibility was there.
And there's no judgment in that, by the way. It's not necessarily sad, it's just acknowledging that life has many possible paths.
Exactly. Sometimes people use it with regret, like, I could have been famous if I'd worked harder, and sometimes it's just neutral reflection.
Right. Like, that movie could have been better. You're just saying it had potential that wasn't fully realized.
Yes. Ooh, and here's something interesting. Could have been can also express relief about something bad that didn't happen.
Oh, good point. Like, that car accident could have been so much worse. You're saying, thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it might have been.
Exactly. Or, we could have been late, but luckily we caught the train. There was a possibility of being late, but it didn't happen. Phew!
Yes, so could have been isn't always negative. It can also be expressing gratitude that something bad was avoided.
Right. Now, let's talk about the structure more carefully. Could is a modal verb, and when we use it with have been, we're creating what's called a past modal.
Okay, so could plus have plus been, and often there's more after that.
Right, like could have been sleeping, could have been working, could have been chosen.
Exactly. So let's look at a full sentence. She could have been sleeping when you called. That means it's possible she was sleeping at that time, but you're not certain.
Ooh, that's a different use. So could have been can also express uncertainty about the past, like making a guess about what might have been happening.
Yes, that's such an important point. So if someone says, "Where was John yesterday?" you might respond, "He could have been at home," if you're not sure.
Exactly. You're saying, maybe he was at home, I don't know for certain, but it's possible.
Right. So could have been has these different uses: missed possibilities, relief about avoided problems, and speculation about the past.
Yes, and the meaning depends on the context, the situation, and the tone of voice.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about pronunciation because this is where a lot of learners struggle.
Oh, yes. So in natural, fast speech, native speakers often say could have been instead of could have been.
Right. We shorten have to the, so it sounds like could have been.
Exactly. And this is important. Some people think it's could have been because that's what it sounds like.
Yes, but that's actually incorrect. It's always could have been. The written form is could have or could have.
Right. Never write could of. That's a common mistake even among native speakers sometimes.
True. So when you're listening to native speakers, you'll hear could have been, but remember the correct form is could have been.
Exactly. Let's practice the pronunciation together. Everyone, repeat after me. Could have been. Could have been. Great. Now full sentences. It could have been different. I could have been a dancer. You could have been hurt. Awesome. Now, let's talk about some common situations where we use could have been.
Ooh, yes. So, talking about missed opportunities. I could have been accepted to that university, but I didn't apply.
Right. Or expressing regret. I could have been together, but I was too afraid to say something.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah, but you hear it in songs and movies all the time, right? We could have been something special.
Absolutely. Or talking about close calls. That rock could have hit my head.
Oh, wait, you'd say could have hit, not could have been hit. Well, actually, both work but mean different things.
Oh, good catch. The rock could have hit my head means the rock almost hit you. My head could have been hit by the rock is passive voice. Same meaning but different structure.
Right. So could have been plus past participle creates passive voice. The game could have been won means we almost won.
Exactly. Whereas we could have won the game is active voice.
Both are correct, just different emphasis.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about questions with could have been. How do we form those, Courage?
Good question. So you put could at the beginning, like could it have been better? Could she have been lying? Could they have been lost?
Right, and negative sentences you add not after could. It could not have been easy, or the contraction, it couldn't have been easy.
Yes, and couldn't have been is very common. Like that couldn't have been cheap means it must have been expensive.
Exactly. So sometimes couldn't have been is actually expressing certainty that something was not true.
Right. If someone tells you a wild story and you don't believe it, you might say, that couldn't have been real.
Yes, meaning you're certain it wasn't real.
Exactly. Okay, let's do a little activity. I'll give you a situation, and you think about how to use could have been.
Ooh, I love this. Okay, everyone listening, think about your answer before we give ours.
All right. Situation 1. You studied really hard for a test, but you were 1 point away from getting an A. What could you say?
I could have gotten an A. Wait, no. I could have gotten an A.
Almost. So it's could have gotten, not could have been gotten in this case.
Right, because get is the main verb here. But you could also say it could have been an A, referring to your grade.
Exactly. Good distinction. Okay, situation 2. You were supposed to meet a friend, but they didn't show up. You texted them and no response. What might you think?
They could have been busy, or they could have been in an emergency. You're speculating about what might have happened.
Exactly. You're not certain, so you're using could have been to express possibility.
Right. Okay, one more. You watched a movie that was just okay. It had potential but didn't quite deliver. What might you say?
Oh, it could have been so much better. Or it could have been great with a different ending.
Perfect. You're expressing that the possibility for greatness was there, but it wasn't realized.
Exactly. Okay, how are we doing on time, Vanessa? Should we remind our listeners to subscribe?
Oh, good call. Hey everyone, if you're finding this helpful, please make sure you're subscribed to the Speak Easy English podcast. And leave us a comment or review. We read every single one.
We really do, and it helps us know what topics you want us to cover next.
Absolutely. Okay, should we tackle would have been now?
Let's do it. This is where things get really interesting.
All right, would have been. Courage, why do you think this one is the hardest for learners?
Oh, I think it's because would have been requires thinking about hypothetical situations, like imagining a completely different reality.
Yes, it's all about the unreal past. Things that didn't happen, but we're imagining what would have happened if something had been different.
Exactly. It's like creating an alternate universe in your mind.
I love that, an alternate universe. So this is used for what we call third conditional sentences.
Right, and the structure is usually if plus past perfect, then would have been plus something else.
Okay, let's break that down. Past perfect is had plus past participle, like had gone, had known, had studied.
Right, so a full sentence would be, if I had known about the party, I would have been there.
Exactly. So you're saying the reality is you didn't know about the party, so you weren't there. But in an imaginary scenario where you did know, you would have gone.
Yes, it's all about regret or imagining how things could have been different.
Right. And we use this a lot when we're reflecting on the past and thinking about decisions we made or didn't make.
Exactly. Like, if I had studied harder, I would have been accepted to that program.
Oh, or if we had left earlier, we would have been on time.
Yes. So the if clause describes the condition that didn't happen, and the would have been part describes the result that also didn't happen.
Exactly. Both parts are unreal. They're imaginary.
Right. Now, would have been can be followed by different things. It might be would have been plus an adjective, like would have been happy, would have been perfect.
Right, or would have been plus a present participle, like would have been working, would have been sleeping.
Yes, or even would have been plus past participle for passive voice, like would have been chosen, would have been invited.
Exactly. So let's look at examples of each. First, adjective. If I had taken that job, I would have been miserable.
Ooh, yes. You're saying, thankfully you didn't take the job because you believe you would have been unhappy.
Right. Or present participle. If you had called me at 9, I would have been sleeping.
Yes, you're describing what you would have been doing at that specific time in this hypothetical scenario.
Exactly. And passive voice. If I had entered the competition, I would have been selected.
Right. You're expressing confidence that you would have won if you'd participated.
Yes. Now, let's talk about the emotions behind would have been, because I think that helps learners understand when to use it.
Oh, good idea. So would have been often expresses regret, like, I would have been a better friend if I had listened more.
Right. There's this sense of wishing you could go back and change something.
Exactly. Or it can express relief, like, if we had taken that flight, we would have been on the plane that got delayed for 10 hours.
Yes. So you're glad things happened the way they did.
Right. Or sometimes it's just neutral speculation, like, if Shakespeare had lived longer, he would have been even more famous.
True. You're just imagining an alternate history without strong emotion.
Exactly. Now, pronunciation. Just like with could have been, we often shorten would have been to would have been.
Right. So it sounds like would have been.
Yes. And again, never write would have been. Always would have been or would have been.
Exactly. Let's practice. Everyone, repeat after Courage. Would have been.
Would have been. If I had known, I would have been there. It would have been amazing.
Great. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes with would have been.
Oh, yes. So one mistake is mixing up the tenses, like saying, if I would have known, I would have been there.
Right. That's incorrect. The if clause should use past perfect, not would have. So it's if I had known, not if I would have known.
Exactly. This is a really common mistake, even among native speakers sometimes.
True, but grammatically it's incorrect. Always use past perfect in the if clause.
Right. Another mistake is using would have been when you should just use would have plus another verb.
Ooh, can you give an example?
Sure, like saying, I would have gone to the store. That's incorrect. It should be, I would have gone to the store.
Ah, right, because go is the main verb, not been.
Exactly. You only use would have been when been is actually needed, like would have been there, would have been sleeping, would have been chosen.
Right. If there's another main verb, you use would have plus that verb.
Exactly. Okay, let's do another activity. I'll give you a situation and think about how to create a sentence with would have been.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Okay, situation 1. You didn't bring an umbrella and it rained. You got completely soaked. What might you think?
If I had brought an umbrella, I would have been dry.
Perfect. Or, I wouldn't have been soaked if I had checked the weather.
Oh, yes, negative form, great example.
Thanks. Okay, situation 2. Your friend told you about a great opportunity, but you didn't pursue it. Now someone else got it. What might you say?
Oh, if I had applied, I would have been chosen. Or maybe something like, that would have been perfect for me.
Exactly. There's this sense of missed opportunity and regret.
Right. Okay, last one. You took a risk and tried something new, and it worked out great. You're thinking about what would have happened if you hadn't tried. What might you think?
Ooh, if I hadn't taken the risk, I would have been missing out on something amazing, or I would have been so disappointed in myself.
Yes, perfect. So you're expressing gratitude that you made the choice you did.
Exactly. Okay, now let's talk about how these three phrases relate to each other, because I think that helps clarify the differences.
Oh, great idea. So, have been is about the real past connected to now. Could have been is about past possibilities, whether they happened or not. And would have been is specifically about hypothetical scenarios with conditions.
Exactly. So I have been to Paris is a real experience. I could have been to Paris means you had the opportunity but maybe didn't go. And I would have been in Paris if I had bought the ticket is imagining a specific hypothetical scenario.
Perfect summary. See how each one has a different meaning and use?
Yes, and using the right one helps you express exactly what you mean.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about some phrases and expressions that use these structures.
All right, so there are some phrases that native speakers use all the time with these structures. Let's go through some of them.
Yes, this is so helpful because when you learn these phrases as chunks, it's easier to remember and use them.
Exactly. Okay, first, it's been a while. This is a super common greeting.
Yes, if you haven't seen someone in a long time, you might say, hey, it's been a while, or it's been ages.
Right, you're using has been shortened to it's been.
Exactly. Or I've been meaning to. This is for something you've been planning to do but haven't done yet.
Yes, like I've been meaning to call you. I've been meaning to read that book. It shows intention.
Right. What about phrases with could have been?
Ooh, it could have been worse. This is so common. It expresses relief.
Yes, like if something bad happened, but it wasn't as bad as it might have been. I failed the test, but hey, it could have been worse. At least I passed the class.
Exactly. Or that could have been me. This is used when something happened to someone else and you're realizing it could have happened to you too.
Right, like if you hear about an accident on a road you usually take, wow, that could have been me.
Yes, and for would have been, there's I would have been there if I could.
Oh, yes, this is apologizing for not showing up to something.
Right. You're saying I wanted to be there, but circumstances prevented it.
Exactly. Or it would have been nice to. This is expressing a mild regret or wistful feeling.
Yes, like it would have been nice to see you. It would have been nice to visit that museum.
Right. There's this gentle, wistful tone.
Exactly. Okay, now let's talk about how these phrases show up in songs, movies, and everyday conversations.
Oh, yes, there are so many songs with these phrases. Like, We Could Have Been is a popular song title theme.
Right. Or in movies, you hear, it could have been perfect. You could have been killed. I would have been there for you.
Exactly. These phrases are everywhere in English media.
Yes, and in everyday conversations, people use these when they're reflecting on life, sharing stories, expressing regrets or gratitude.
Right, like if you're chatting with a friend about life choices, you might say, I've been thinking about my career. I could have been a lawyer, but I would have been miserable.
Exactly. All three phrases in one natural conversation.
Yes, and that's the beauty of learning these. They help you express complex thoughts and emotions about time, possibility, and choice.
Absolutely. Okay, before we finish, let's do a quick recap of everything we've covered.
All right, so let's bring it all together. Have been connects the past to the present. It's for experiences, ongoing situations, and recent activities.
Right. I have been to Italy. She has been working here for 5 years. We've been waiting for an hour.
Exactly. Then could have been. This is for past possibilities, speculation, and expressing relief about avoided problems.
Yes, it could have been amazing. That could have been dangerous. She could have been sleeping when you called.
Right. And finally, would have been. This is for hypothetical past scenarios with conditions, imagining alternate realities.
Exactly. If I had known, I would have been there. It would have been perfect if the weather had been better. I would have been chosen if I had applied.
Perfect. So, our tips for mastering these phrases.
First, practice, practice, practice. Say these sentences out loud. Your mouth needs to get comfortable with the sounds and rhythm.
Yes. Second, listen for these phrases in real English. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, pay attention to when native speakers use them.
Right. Third, don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's part of learning. If you use the wrong one, that's okay. You'll learn from it.
Absolutely. And fourth, try to use these in your own life. Think about your experiences, your possibilities, your hypothetical scenarios.
Yes, make it personal. That's how it really sticks in your brain.
Exactly. And remember, learning these phrases isn't just about grammar. It's about being able to express yourself more fully in English.
Right. It's about sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your reflections on life.
Beautifully said, Courage. Okay, everyone, we are so grateful you spent this time with us today.
We really are. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please, please, please subscribe to the Speakeasy English podcast.
Yes, and leave us a like, share this with your friends who are learning English, and leave us a comment or question. We love hearing from you.
We really do. You can tell us what's a phrase you've been struggling with. What topic should we cover next?
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone in this English learning journey. We're here with you every step of the way.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Until then, happy learning, everyone.
Take care.
Oh, one last thing before we go.
Oh yes, the guide.
Yes, don't forget, we have a beautiful, completely free PDF companion guide for this episode. It has all the notes, exercises, writing spaces, everything you need to actually practice what we talked about today.
It might be one of the best study guides we've ever made. I'm not even being biased.
He's a little biased, but it really is great. Check the description box or just click the link right there in the pinned comments.
Download it, print it out, write all over it. Make it yours. That's what it's there for.
Exactly. Okay, now we're done. Take care, everyone.
This has been the Speakeasy English Podcast. Keep speaking, keep learning, keep growing. Bye for now.